Yo, what's up guys? How's everyone doing? Just give me 1 second here. Yeah, okay, I think we are ready. Guys, again, since last time we did have some issues, 2 streams passed, so I just want to make sure, is everything okay, the video, the audio, and all that. But you guys have seen the title and thumbnail of this video, so it's a bit of a different one. We've got a pretty big topic to cover, but guys, before I go into that, really, I just want to zoom out a little bit. And guys, what we've seen in this whole space, especially during this downtrend, yes, everything's okay, I'm guessing. I do see subtitles. That means the audio is on. If you can smash those likes real quick. So with this space, we have seen, especially in this mid to long term downtrend, it's been characterized by bot movements. So these bot patterns which are over here. We spike up, we go sideways a little bit, and we spike back down. All right, these are bot patterns. That's not the right name for them, but it's high frequency trading bots coupled with dark pool bots. That's what they're doing. And it forms these patterns that look like bots, and that's what this whole trend has been characterized by. But we've had a series of important things happen, and two of the big ones are the triple bottom. So that is, the first bottom we had back in February, followed by April, and now June and July. Not really July, actually, so just June. We've had these triple bottom things play out. I'm going to go into that in a second, and the futures events. So again, these things I've been talking to you guys about at length, being the main subject of all of these videos, loud and clear. Thank you very much. Yeah, great. Of course, quick shout out to everyone who was here first. I think it was like 59. So I always do love seeing people here ready to get in the stream. That is pretty cool. It does show that you value what I'm saying, and it means my time is spent doing something important, so thank you. But, with this triple bottom, we did break market structure a little bit. We dipped below the 5,800 line, and even then, the real triple bottom before we went to those levels, like I was saying, was about 5,900. So we even breached that. I mean, we've been trading, for 2 days, within under 5,900, but the deal is we go over to the daily and we didn't break market structure. All right, so we wicked below, and this is really confusing, so I'm gonna have to take this Elliott wave off, but we wicked below our triple bottom area, but we didn't close, and that's really what you want to look at. You want to look for a close and or you want to look for a further continuation downwards of 1 or 3%, that rule I mentioned in the Telegram channel, which of course is free in the description below the like button. I just pulled an MKBHD right there. But, of course, we can see that we're testing those levels, and we're trying to get out of this triple bottom area. We've already crossed the first decent resistance area, which is 6,400. We're now up at 66, which is also a bit of a resistance area. But really what we are looking at is 68. I'm going to go into this in my more short-term analysis in just a second. So far, seeing this bounce, seeing us go down to that level twice and get rejected and go back up, it does look like the triple bottom has succeeded in keeping us above waters. Above waters so far. I want to go over to the Bitcoin inverse chart. So, just again, it's literally the same thing as you guys already know, but it gives us a fresh perspective on things which we generally don't get to see as often. So this is the same chart I loaded up a decent while back. So actually, that's quite useless. How do I zoom out? Was it the log chart? I can't. Oh, whatever. This is not gonna work, is it? Right. Okay. Well, that's it. Yeah. And really, what we've seen here is we've gone above our resistance in this case, just like we did back in, what was this, November. We did go above that line, but we didn't close above, and so that's actually we did back then, and of course over here as well. My bad, we did close, but we didn't stay at those levels. We weren't able to break that resistance. And so if we do look at the dominant trend, like I always point out, the dominant trend is downwards. This is a rising wedge within that trend, and we're just going to break back down. That's what common basic charting would tell us, and if you guys saw my candle pattern analysis video, you will know all about that. Now, as for the futures events, let's go back to my Bitfinex chart here. Again, we've got Elliott waves, which I'm going to have to remove. That's really unfortunate. I did want to talk about this, but we'll go to those in a second, then I'll plot this again later. You know, guys, it's so typical. I mean, I stress this so many times, especially in my Bitcoin will explode video. People were actually putting that off because sentiment, you know, is fashionable to be bearish, and I was presenting a different perspective. You know, if you're that person, I understand, but you need to, you know, really take a less emotional stance in this market. And it's been, you know, directly following these two important dates. So guys, I've been stressing it for days and weeks that we could be seeing a reversal following these futures events. And with SIBO closing on the 29th of June, it was just, you know, literally, what, like 16-20 hours later, we had a massive pump going up $600. And followed by that, when CME opened today, we did see yet another pump. I was actually in a meeting with someone who joined VIP. I met him in real life, and you know, we were talking, and just before we left, it was probably 30 minutes before this pump, I was laying out how this is exactly what could happen, and the reason for it. We're going back to how this ties into the mysterious pattern. You know, this pattern could mean Bitcoin will start a bull run. It's obviously quite ambiguous. You know, I highlighted it in the title and thumbnail, and you know, let's go back to that point about bots. And really what it is we always see this sideways pattern, you know, like with these bot actions, very, very typical bot behavior. But what we're seeing, what we have seen, which is a little bit different this time, let's go back to Coinbase here, is we've actually formed a falling wedge. We were setting higher highs, sorry, lower highs and lower lows, and that's within a mini uptrend. All right, so this, like I covered in the last stream, was a possibility because we did have this falling wedge already, and you know, it was an argument that we had all these other factors saying we're bearish, yet this was saying we were bullish, and of course the futures triple bottom and all that stuff. So what's played out is we did get a pump, as you would expect from a pattern like this. If this is all you could go by, you would tell us, you would say that we have a pump if you understand basic charting. So that's the deal there, and it could mean that we're going up, which in this case it did. But guys, what's more important about this, and we couple this with the triple bottom, we couple this with the futures reversal, we couple this with the fact that fundamentals have not gotten worse since it hit 20,000 in December. It's, you know, fundamentals have been getting better each day. The technology has improving each day. Couple all of that together, and then we consider that we're getting less bot action. All right, guys, this wasn't bots. This was a human trading pattern. This is regular trading patterns that we're seeing right now. And so that's a good sign. I mean, this set us up, and you saw my Elliott waves. I think I posted them in gold as well. It definitely hit VIP, but you know, we're looking at something like this potentially fall back down to resistance turning support, and then potentially test, you know, 6,800, where it's really, it depends on what the manipulators want to do. At that point, we could get sent right above it, or we could get firmly rejected and really just start a very bloody path down. Daily, welcome to the stream. Your video was amazing, by the way. I'm not sure if I got to thank you for that. Really awesome video there. Thank you. This kind of Elliott wave formation is something we could be looking at. But tying into that, you know, what I had plotted on the Bitfinex chart, if we go over there, where is it? You know, this is a chart that someone else showed me. I don't know if he would be okay with me sharing his name, so I'm not going to say it in this case. But what we could be seeing here is, I believe I'm charting this correctly, is an Elliott wave formation going down. Yes, that is correct. So we've got the 5-wave combo, you know, going down 1, up 2, down 3, up 4, and down to 5. Followed by what could be at the moment an ABC correction going upwards. So this would look something a bit like this, and it could mean that we end up testing this downtrend resistance line at the moment, just where these lines have lined up purely by chance. In fact, I think it would make more sense if we call this the top and something a little bit more like this. Pardon me. That lines up really well with this downtrend that we do have, which on the log chart is the dominant downtrend of this falling wedge at the moment. So that would take us right up to resistance, and it makes sense given how long we've been red. A couple streams ago I did mention, you know, we had what's it, like 6 candles being red and only 1 blue candle in between, which we've never seen in Bitcoin for the past 2 years. And so that does give you some indication that we could be going bull, just because we haven't had a bull run, or we haven't had any sort of an uptrend for so long. Bitcoin doesn't do that very often. So this is a potential pattern we could be looking at. Now, you know, I got a question about from someone else about how this correlates with human trading and bot trading, and really it's what I've already mentioned. You know, human trading is going to be more natural. It's going to be the kind of things which we learn about in TA books and things like that. And primarily what that is you know, you have a trend, and if this was the start of an uptrend, this means the trend is up. We've been fighting that trend by going down, followed by another, you know, big pump candle. And obviously this is bot action, so don't be mistaken. These pumps, you can tell by the volume, are all bots. What we had really nicely here was a volume of 17.5 billion, which is now down to about 14 billion. So declining volume now, a little bit concerning. I would have expected volume to continue to rise along with that pump we did have. But unfortunately that wasn't the case. But you know, in terms of just how humans trade versus how bots trade, we're getting more natural movements like this, whereas before we would have all of these bot patterns which have been plotted, of course, in this PNG, is it a PNG? JPEG rather, and of course it's just repeated here, and I mean, I think it's more obvious on the 5 minutes. So yeah, I mean, we look at things like this. This is still, you know, it still looks like bot action, but there's no doubt that there have been more human traders taking part in this as well, just given how it looks in terms of a general trend. Are you going to short it if it hits 67 to 68? I'm going to get to that in just a second. And yeah, you know, just the one last point I wanted to mention for this sort of macro trend analysis. Well, this is micro now, isn't it? But you know, we've seen things like this before. We've seen a big pump up followed by a falling wedge and then another pump up. So this is just, you know, you could say this is human trading, you know, evidence of human traders, and that's what I've been saying, but we have seen examples of it in the past. I cannot find any of them now. So that was a failed example, but it has happened in the past. But guys, what's different this time is the climate we have with futures and with the triple bottom, and like I said, with the fundamentals improving. It makes sense that if this was the bottom, this is a sign of an uptrend. All right, so that's what we're looking at. Now, what's concerning to me at the moment is our 1 hour candles, because in an uptrend, you go up, you fight the trend by going down, and then you continue your way up. Now guys, what's happening right now is we've gone up and we're still going up. We're not fighting the trend in going down. We're forming a pattern going up like this, whereas the pattern should be going down, fighting that trend, and then we get another pump up. So this is what you call a bilateral pattern. It's that one concept in charting which I did not cover in my basic candle analysis video. It's something that I don't even understand myself because there's too much ambiguity. It's very hard to predict these things, and so this is a pattern I really do tend to stay away from. If anything, what it's telling us right now is this is a reversal. But again, if you watch that video, I did explicitly say that trading reversal patterns is much more risky than trading continuation patterns. You know, like I said, with this pump from 5,800 up to 64, that is amazing, but there was also luck involved. It was not a good idea to fight the trend and go long here. Of course, I was able to balance that risk to reward ratio and decided that, okay, my stop is only going to be $50 below my entry, whereas the profit levels are $600, $1,000 above my entry. And so that risk to reward ratio was safe. At the moment, guys, I'm just not feeling any trades. I posted it in VIP, followed by in gold. I just do not think this is the time to be trading. I said it way back when we dropped into the 6,000s initially last month. $6,000 is not the range I'm comfortable in trading in. There's too much ambiguity. There's literally, you know, a million things that could set, not literally, figuratively, a million things that could set this flying in any direction, and so it's just too hard to predict in this area. Now, the possibilities, if we go above 6,800, well, this is where I'm going to start getting my indicators on, and I will be making a video specifically about the VPVR indicator because it is extremely useful. But if we zoom out a little bit here, go over to the 4 hour. Let's get this chart looking correct. Okay, so, you know, this is the trend we're looking at. Make sure we got a good look. And yeah, I mean, what we could see is a rise up, and we're negating this pattern, this short-term pattern where I said we've got a bilateral pattern. We're negating that. We're pretending it doesn't happen, because if that's the case, we're not going to go up to 6,800 if this does continue. But let's say we do. All right, let's say we hit 6,800, we retrace a little bit, and it's unclear whether we go up or down. Guys, here's the possibilities. If we go above 6,800, this is an easy long. This is an easy position to go long and get very, very big profits. I'm talking a 10x gain easily if you go 25x leverage. And guys, if it does look like that's the trend we're going to follow, that is the signal I'm going to give, and that is the position I'm going to enter. I will be going 25x long, potentially when we cross 68 and we retrace a little bit. It really depends on how quickly it does move. So that's a kind of area you can set a stop limit buy. So a stop limit buy is where you set a condition. The stop price would be, for example, 6,850. The buy would be 6,859. And so when the price hits 6,850, it puts in a buy order for you at 859. And so you are able to secure an entry on a breakout. That is an amazing play to make. It's definitely what I'm going to be doing. Alternatively, if we hit 6,800 and we get rejected with volume, maybe we go sideways a little bit, kind of like this pattern, we form another M shape, whatever, definitely possible. And what that's going to mean, guys, is it's going to be a very, very good short opportunity, way better than a long opportunity. Because, guys, the thing is, if we get rejected from here, this is killing any possibility of a bull run. It's killing the possibility of a futures reversal. It would be very bearish news, but that is a good thing, because if we're going short, it means that the floor is going to be about, you know, $5,000 as our first target. And so we're talking about going down nearly $2,000. You know, you go 25x short on that, and that's life-changing money. You know, I mean, of course, depending on what you put in. But either way, guys, I think the possibilities, if we go up to $6,800, are going to be huge, are going to be extremely lucrative. So I'm very interested in seeing what's going to happen. But we're looking at this VPVR indicator. Where does this come in? Thank you for asking, even though you didn't. What we're looking at right now is the amount of trading volume that goes on at set levels. So, for example, 6,700 to 6,800, we can see we've got a pretty big bar here, a lot bigger than what we've seen before. And what that means is there's more trading activity in this area, and so it's a harder area to breach in terms of resistance. And guys, what that means is if we do breach it, look at how light the trading volume is over here. It's going to be an easy run up. It might even happen, you know, within the space of 2 or 3 days, and either way, I mean, this is a, you know, you've got a clear run up by at least another, you know, $800 to $1,000 to take profits here on a long. It's going to be a very lucrative opportunity either way, and from there, obviously, we'll reassess it. Maybe we could end up hitting the downtrend resistance. Actually, that would be the downtrend resistance, as we saw on the Bitfinex chart. You know, one thing I also wanted to mention today, guys, is we did breach our long-term resistance on Bitcoin relatively recently. I think it was like 2 days ago. So we have this line. This is on the linear chart. What you guys saw previously was the log chart. So we've got this line being drawn down over a very long period of time, and we do have a breakout here. So really, this doesn't mean anything, because we had a very similar thing happen months prior, where we did break out of this downtrend. And guys, this was the downtrend that everyone was talking about. We broke out of it, as you can see, and we're now at lower levels than we were before. So breakouts like this do not carry much weight, but I wanted to show it to you anyway, just in case some people were curious about that. But apart from that, 500 viewers, guys, absolutely amazing. Smash those likes. I am going to be getting into your questions now. I've covered pretty much everything I wanted to. But guys, if you're not already in the Telegram group, definitely join that. And if you want to join my VIP group, we do give exit signals as well as entries. We give specific numbers, and it's really tailored. It's a very personal experience. I'm sure any VIP member would tell you the same thing. And the results you guys saw in the last stream, 400%. Other people making exponential gains, which have all forgotten, have been forgotten by me now. But you know, a lot of people made, you know, more than 2x in that one day of trading, so that was pretty cool. If you do still have your long open from when we signaled it at 5,800, I didn't give the close in VIP. If you still have that long open, you would be up by probably 8x by now, and that's just riding, you know, 5,800 up to 66. Might not be 8x, it might be 5, but are you really going to complain when you've got results like that? Okay, I'm going to go through some of your questions here. Can your charts explain how Japan lost? Is that like in reference to a FIFA game? Because I haven't been keeping up. I saw England lost, so that was upsetting, but to be expected, I guess. I don't know. It's Brexit. Blame it on Brexit. At 4 flies, what happens if we break 6,800? Okay, so I just covered that. Daily 4 flies, I sent a lot of videos. Can you put a link for everyone to see? Thank you. Yeah, Daily, I'm actually going to do that not right now because I can't access your channel. But I will do it in the next stream because I just thought it was so amazing. Are you sure it's not 61 years old? I don't know what you're talking about. Smartest 16-year-old ever. Oh, right, I get you. Okay. Yeah. Thoughts about the 21 EMA? Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talking about this. Sondre, if that's your name, could you tell me what time frame you want me to put this 21 EMA on, and I will look at it. What's my Telegram group name? The link is in the description. It's t.me/cryptomafiagold. You can check it out there. Yes, if we get above the 21 EMA, it's usually a bullish signal, especially on the daily chart. Okay, daily Pygos, thank you. Let's go over to indicators here and get the 21 EMA on. I mean, the EMA, it's one of my favorite indicators, but my issue with it in this case is 21 is a relatively short-term indicator, so if anything, I do like to use the EMA ribbon, which I will show you in just a second, but I mean, it looks incredibly reliable. It's acted as resistance and support for Bitcoin previously, and at the moment, we are above this 21 EMA. So a quick rundown of how EMAs work. It's the exponential moving averages. It takes the average of past prices. It gives more weight to the recent prices, and so what we're looking at is the moving average of the past 21 days rather, and since it gives you an average of the price, it can accurately tell you when we're going to go down, when we're going to go up. So if you just trade based on the EMA lines, you are going to be more successful than most traders in the market, guaranteed. These are very, very reliable indicators. I live by them. I use them very, very often. So yes, this 21-day EMA is definitely looking good. We just need to make sure that maybe it doesn't turn out to be something a little bit like this, where we know, I mean, you know, we have a bit of a rally maybe for a couple of days, and then it turns out to be nothing important, nothing of note. So we do need to be on the lookout for that. But at the moment, it does look good. I want to go over to the exponential moving average ribbon, though, because this is much more important in my opinion, and guys, it still shows that we're in heavy resistance. This EMA ribbon, we're below it. Every time we hit it, we get rejected. So this is the same thing. It actually has the EMA 21 right here. Hide and show that. And since it's such a wide ribbon, it's a stronger resistance. We go over to the Ichi cloud as well on the 4-hour. Switch to the 4-hour here, and again, we're still trading within the Ichi cloud, alright? So we haven't broken above it yet, and so this is still an area of resistance. We throw in the fact that this candle pattern is a bit unsettling for me. I really wish we had a falling wedge at the moment. It looks like we could break down, and it would make sense, you know, if we go to the top of this cloud, we test 6,800 and we go down. Guys, bear in mind, you know, we're still in a downtrend. We're in a mid to long-term downtrend, and of course we are in a very long-term 7 going on 8-month downtrend as well. So really, unless there's a very good reason to do so, I don't think there's a you know, I don't think you should be fighting the trend. But of course, none of this is financial advice. I predict we go to 8.1k, then drop to 4,000. Yeah, that would definitely be possible, and to be honest, that would line up. You know, let's go over to the weekly here and take off all these indicators. You know, with... Okay, so we've actually got 2 weeks of going up, but Monday doesn't really count because it's the start of this week. But, I mean, yeah, it would make sense. You know, we got a couple of weekly blue candles, and that would send us up maybe to about 8,000. We go up very slowly. That would be setting lower highs, and we would start setting lower lows. You know, if we break this market structure and we, you know, definitively go below 5,800, I think that's going to be very telling. And I mean, yeah, that would be very bleak. You know, something like that, like I say, it's going to be very drawn out over a long period of time, with us going down to levels like 3,000, like 4,000. It will be very exhaustive. But of course, opportunities like that are, you know, once in a lifetime. Well, multiple times in a lifetime, because we've had a couple Bitcoin bubble pops. But opportunities like this, you can make huge profits. Screen. Oh God, what have I done? Okay, when did my screen cut out? Okay, so it was only like a minute ago. Was it? It was like 40 seconds ago. I hope you didn't miss much. I don't think you did, but, you know, basically to go over it again, if we break below this 5,800 level... Thank you for letting me... Okay, yeah. Thanks for letting me know, guys. If we go below this, you know, 5,800 level, that would be a break of market structure, and so that would be a very bearish sign. Bro, since you switched to weekly, we didn't see anything. Okay, actually, that makes sense. I must have hit something wrong. Yeah. Okay, well, that's okay. Okay, so there's something else I wanted to cover with this weekly trend, and I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so a lot of red candles followed by a few blue candles, so it does make sense that we do start a mini uptrend, maybe going up to about 8,000. Okay, I said my technical analysis was over. I took some questions, and then I continued technical analysis, so that was a mistake. Let's go back to the 4 hour, and let's go back to your questions as well. You have to be careful with stop loss. I would put my stop loss at 55.40 if we go below that figure. 4.3k is what we'll see. Yep, good levels, I think. What have we got? Why ETH not pumping? Good question. If Bitcoin pumped but ETH didn't, I mean, I'm sure it did. I checked CoinMarketCap and it did go. Yeah, it did pump. It's following. Yeah, I mean, look, these coins are following the same pattern as Bitcoin. Every coin is following the same pattern as Bitcoin. I mean, ADA. Let's check this out because we can trade futures on this now. Okay, so this has done a lot better than Bitcoin. Actually, it's been a much more clean ascension up, and actually, what this is screaming to me, guys, is I mean, it's this is, you know, go down 1, up 2, down 3, up 4, and down a lot. That's, you know, let's not sugarcoat this with positivity and stuff that we want to feel right now. Let's be realistic. This looks so clear that we could be following a trend like this, and you know, like I say, when we have these trends and we try to fight the dominant trend by going up, there is always hope. I mean, the price isn't rising just for fun. There are grown men and women thinking that we are actually getting a reversal now, but it's never different. It's always the same case. So let's zoom out, and actually long term what it looks like is we've got an ABC correction here. So this makes actually that's not an ABC correction now because of our recent pumps. So let's actually plot that again, and as you guys may already know, you can have Elliott wave trends within other Elliott wave trends. So let's end that at 5 as well. And so yeah, that does definitely look like a possibility. I want to take this off because it's really annoying me now, but yeah, you know, ADA, just as an example, I want to check out Tron as well. Let's go over to Binance, and I don't really know what this is telling us. I think it's because they must have hit futures a couple days ago or something, so trading might be a little bit off for this, but yeah, I mean, look, everything's pumping with Bitcoin, and you know, what we've seen today is actually alts pumping harder than Bitcoin, and generally when we get things like this, we don't expect it, but you know, we would have expected Bitcoin to go up and alts to hold their USD value, but not to rise with Bitcoin, and today that hasn't been the case. We've got, you know, 0 to 5, 20% again for Steam. No idea what they're doing. They should be irrelevant by now. You know, we've got these kinds of gains on the alt, and so it could mean, you know, for the rest of crypto now with a 42% dominance, the main show is on the alts now and not so much on Bitcoin. Don't agree with Elliott wave count. Yeah, wave 3 is too short. Definitely, wave 3 is generally the largest wave for Elliott waves, but Bitcoin doesn't respect that rule as much as conventional markets do. What is market sentiment? Are the idiots still thinking this is moon time? I haven't had a chance to check sentiment today, so this is purely going off what I think today, unfortunately. But if I had to guess, sentiment would be quite positive today, just considering we've had 2 pumps in relative succession. But I don't know. I mean, we've been having talks of all-time highs after you know, an $800 move up. So yeah, it's very volatile. I still don't like the situation with sentiment. Do you know when these future contracts run out this time? I don't, Otto, but I can find out for you in the next stream. It's a long time away. I mean, I think we're talking weeks for the next important date, and probably months for, you know, 6 months or something for CME to close. Refresh it? What do you... Oh, right, okay. Refresh CoinMarketCap. What have we got? I mean, nothing's changed. Okay, well, 700 million rather. Imagine a 700 billion volume on this. 700 million dollars being traded more. But really, you know, it's nice that we're pushing 15 billion, but levels like 17, 18 billion are what we want to see much more of. So, yeah, actually what we've got here are two bearish candles. Well, the first one's relatively bullish, but the second one is definitely bearish, and we are going down now. So it does look possible that we could begin playing out what a rising wedge would be, but I'm still not sure how I feel about how this is played out at the beginning. If 68 is rejected, do you think the move down will be fast? Oh, that's a good question, Steve. Do you know what? I haven't considered that. Well, let's look at how it's played out before. You know, we could get a dump like this. Actually, yeah, so what we could get, you know, when we get to 6,800 is we get a period of sideways movement like that. You know, we get another bot pattern. And then it would be followed by a quick dump. So that's what could happen. But that period of sideways movement could go on for days. It could go on for hours. It's unpredictable, unfortunately. Bitcoin longs are overbought. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I mean, guys, last stream I did mention this as a reason for Bitcoin going down, and you know, even more so it applies today. Longs haven't really been doing much. Longs are not overbought on the daily. Let's check out the 4 hour. Yeah, a little bit. 1 hour. Yeah, I mean, 1 hour isn't as relevant, but longs have been rising quite a lot, and especially we compare the number of longs, 34,000, compared to shorts, which might be at like 20,000 now. Where is it? 22,000, my bad. A lot of shorts on the decline here, falling to, you know, the same support levels it was at yesterday. Guys, this could mean that longs will be getting squeezed and shorts will see a bit of a pile on. Definitely possible. DGR, that Bart Simpson stuff, if you caught the early part of the stream, this is where bots pump up the price, they go sideways a little bit, and they dump it, and that pattern continues all the way across. And this is a sign of bots trying to liquidate positions. They only do it where you can liquidate the most positions. That's where they pump or dump it. Soros buying. $50,000 by end of the year. Yeah, that's Arthur Hayes' prediction as well. Who buys more cryptos, EU or USA? I have no idea, mate. I would not be able to answer that. I've got a couple messages about VIP, guys. I will get back to you in just a second. Guys, we're now up to more than 125 members, pushing 130 already. It's been insane growth. The feedback has been amazing. We've really been adding a lot of value to VIP, and the members in there will tell you that... I'm sure, I hope rather, they would tell you that they're enjoying what they're getting. It's been pretty good. Yeah, Bot Simpson. Yeah, I like that name. Guys, if you have any last questions, go ahead and throw them at me here. But you know, other than that, I am done with this stream. I want to address one person, Jawad, here, because this is a comment I'm getting a lot. I'm gonna copy and paste this in case he decides to delete it, because I'm gonna roast him a little bit now. But Jawad H, thank you for bringing it up. You are going to be the scapegoat in this case. You shift opinions like women change underwear. Last time it was bear, then price move green, then you bull. Next day you bear. Thank you, Jawad. Look, the deal here is you can't make up your own mind, and you're coming here for me to tell you what you should do. So first of all, you need to grow a pair. You need to understand how to make your own decisions. You need to be independent. I'm not going to hold your hand. All right, that's number one. Now, but much more than that, guys, what I'm doing here is I'm presenting facts. I'm presenting existing things that are in the market to you and letting you make your own decisions. I'm giving you different theories of what's going on, and whatever appeals to you, whatever jumps out to you, go ahead and take it. Jawad in this case, the other people who embody his ignorance, they can't make up their own decisions, but the vast majority of you obviously are able to do this yourself, and that's what I want. I'm not going to give you signals like, you know, concrete buy at 6,200 and sell at 6,800 and put your stop loss here. That's ridiculous. That's, you know, pump and dump stuff. I'm past that. All right, triggered. Yeah, I am triggered because you know what? I get more positive feedback than negative. But the negative always sticks out to you just because, you know, I'm human, right? So, unfortunately, that's the case. Tell him. Yeah, he is a dick, isn't he? the negativity jumps out to you a lot more, and I know a lot of other people in the crypto space right now. I'm not gonna name them, but they're getting a lot of hate, and it sucks because they're not financial advisors. And yet we've got a lot of people like Jawad who have lost a lot of money, and so they're not in a good state of mind. They can't think clearly, and so they want to vent out, and they do it to people behind avatars, behind, you know, four flies as usernames, and it's not right. You know, you want to take it out, then go to the gym and punch your punching bag or something, start pumping some iron. But you know, if you're gonna take it out like that, then nah, that's not right. Yeah, it's just not right. But yeah, that's done. I hope I don't have to go over this again. You know, I just, yeah, I know I will continue to get comments like this from other people like him, but, kick him out of here. I love that. Thank you, guys. No, I mean, overall, I mean, like I said, the support has been overwhelmingly positive. It's just, it sucks that as humans we focus on the negative so much. It's just an intrinsic weakness of ours, I guess. But yeah, you know, I'm pretty much done here. I'm going to leave it on that note, actually. Even if they're financial advisors, they still can't predict the future. Exactly, Humshak. Thank you so much. Love your channel. Thank you guys so much. There will always be a bitch complaining. Love it, love it. Yeah, guys, with that, I will be signing off here. If you can smash those likes real quick. To quickly recap, actually, I don't even know. I've been all over the place in this stream, but overall, I'm still bearish. All right, that's my overall stance at the moment, as it stands. I'm still bearish. And until we breach 6,800. My bearish stance will not change, and 6,800 is a big line. You know, 11,600 much more important. You know, once we breach that, I'm a permable once again. But apart from that, guys, I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please make sure to smash those likes one last time, tick the bell, join the Telegram group. But with that, guys, I am going to be signing off. Just subscribed. You're amazing, Nick. Alright, guys, I'm out. Peace.